Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I am currently stuck in a corner, surrounded by boxes, ready for our move. So sorry for the lighting, I'm doing the best I can. So this week's video is free patterns online. Are they any good? So I've picked 3 that I've made that I personally absolutely love. 2 of them are actually origami pieces, and the first one up is a crochet piece. So let's get right into it. Alright, let's jump straight in. Let's go to one of my favorite places on the internet, Pinterest. So go to Pinterest, put in Barker-Stargazer. There I am, pop straight up, and here are my boards. Now you don't have to follow me if you don't want to, but it'd be really nice if you did. So here are all of my boards. Good free pattern, which is where we'll be going today, but I've got my general crochet ideas, my AI crochet images which I use for AI to reality, does it crochet like the picture, and then just my general Pinterest board that I've been doing for donkeys. So going to good free patterns and scroll down, and today we are doing this wind spinner. With any of these patterns on this board, if you see in the comments a comment from me saying that I have done this pattern, then I've done it, and you know that I've checked it, and if I've kept it on this board, it's because I actually believe in it. And to prove, I, Barker-Stargazer, have tried this pattern, and it is, what shall I put, good? No, lovely. Yeah, lovely. There we go. Right, so we're going to go into the site. We're just going to reject all on here. There are actually a few different patterns here. I've had a quick look through them all, but we're just going to focus on this first one today. Now, I haven't used 4 different colours of yarn. I've used a yarn that changes colour on its own. And keep in mind, this is US crochet terms for my UK crochet term crocheters out there. There aren't many steps, but they will take you a while depending on how long you want to make your fidget spinner. As you can see here, it does say that it's whatever length you want to make it, but I will state that you are going to have to use a minimum of 50 stitches on this beginner foundation row, just with how the rest of the pattern goes. I actually used 100 stitches in total. Because I'm using a yarn that is changing colour on its own, I won't be following the instruction to cut off the yarn. Instead of doing that, I chained one and turned. That's the only variation that I've made to this pattern. If you are going to be cutting the yarn, follow the instructions to add a stitch marker. Okay, row 2. So in the first stitch you're going to put 2 single crochet. Then in the second stitch that you're going to work, you're going to put 2 more single crochet stitches. And then you're going to repeat this into the next 8 stitches. So when you've done this, you will have increased your stitches from 10 to 20. Second instruction is 2 half double crochets. Remember, these are US terms for my UK crocheters, and you need to repeat that 9 more times. So once again, you are increasing your stitch count from 10 to 20. Now you need to put in 2 double crochet into each stitch until you only have 20 stitches remaining on your foundation chain. Then you need to be increasing again with 2 half double crochet over the next 10 stitches, and your last 10 stitches will be 2 single crochet in each stitch. Now for me, I chained one and turned. If you're using different colour yarns following the pattern exactly, you'll cut it here and attach your new colour right the way at the beginning of the chain again, or here. Honestly, it doesn't matter which way you do this. And here we are on round 3. It's pretty much the same as round 2, just with a few little number differentials on how many times you'd repeat things, and you've got a chain 1 coming in here as well. I will add on here where it says until you have 14 stitches left in the foundation chain. That's not referring to the foundation chain, it's referring to row 2. So when you only have 14 stitches left, then you move on to your final 2 steps. Look at these colours, how this yarn is just changing with all of these beautiful colours. So before we move on to the last step, let's shout out this yarn. It's this brand here, Aurora. And the last step, row 4 for edging, is pretty simple. It's simply a single crochet in the back loops of row 3. I chose to put a tassel on the end of mine as well, and of course you need to leave a little bit of yarn for it to hang. And here is my finished wind spinner. Alright, the first of our origami makes is this lovely little diamond. Now, I don't really know how to describe origami folds, and I don't really have a written pattern or anything to show you for this one, so I'm just going to shut up and let you watch me make one in real time. Now you can choose to use double-sided tape and tape the edges up, as I'm doing here, or you can actually use these as little sweetie containers, and how I do them is I pierce holes in the points and then use string to close them. You can also of course add string to your closed little diamond and hang it as well, and I really love doing these. I know them off by heart. I just can't remember where I learnt them in the first place, so if anyone knows, drop it in the comments. And our final free pattern for today is this origami 5-pointed star. And again, I'm gonna shut up and let you watch me make one of these pieces. You do need to repeat this pattern 5 times before you get to assembly. And again, while I can't remember exactly where I found the original pattern for this, I have found another YouTuber who does origami, and they have done this star, and I will link that in the comments below. And now it's time for construction. Again, I am using double-sided tape. And if you're a better origami than me, you'll be able to do it so this hole in the middle is closed. Once again, you can add string to make this a lovely hanging decoration.